So, welcome to another fanfiction idea, and this one came to me just out of nowhere. Actually, no, I kind of know where this came from. I was for some reason I was listening to one of the covers from Metallica Blacklist. I forget her name, but she did a really good cover of Enter Sandman from the Blacklist tribute album, and yeah, this kind of got me thinking for some reason. Like, this kind of spawned in my head, and I just thought this would be a fun idea to share with all of you. So, this is, like you can see, Ladybug, Faith in Monsters. So, Ladybug, Faith in Monsters is basically a story. In a nutshell, it's Ladybug makes her own Suicide Squad. She literally makes her own Suicide Squad in here. So, it's just a normal day in Paris, and, however, Gabriel has been sending out secretly, like, when he's looking for relics, he's been having, like, secret dig teams all over the world, and now he's found something interesting in what was left of Afghanistan. Well, not what was left, but basically, like, old ruins in Afghanistan, and essentially it's like this old, like, tome in Sumerian. And it's like, that shouldn't belong there, first off. Like, that doesn't belong there. So he has his team bring it here, and he finds out that this is connected. And it's not even like, he reads more as like, this isn't like real Sumerian. This is like pre-Sumerian. Like, this is almost like Hyborian era. Like, the era of history that was never recorded. Like, that huge gap between the Stone Age and mankind, and ancient civilizations, like that gap. Yeah, this is where it comes from. And he's like, yeah. So he reads the text, and and he starts reading it and discovers that this is a tome in like an ancient language that's kind of what Sumerian is. And he slowly discovers that this was from a cult for a being called Yazlagoth. So Yazlagoth was this interdimensional eldritch nightmare being that basically is what Cthulhu is based on. Like H.P. Lovecraft, in his bouts of insanity, was seeing Yazlagoth from beyond the stars. So Gabriel gets the brilliant idea of, hey, I can bring this creature here, and then I'll bend it to my will, and I will have it take the miraculous. Dumbass didn't realize that this thing is, like, literally called the Nightmare of Nightmares. It is the walking void. It is the endless madness. The god of insanity. The thing beyond God. It's all of these things. It who walks beyond beyond reality. It's all of those things. So when Gabriel brings it here to Paris, it's already, like, taking over. And, like, here's the thing: he's also Yazlagoth is also known as the corrupter of all. So basically, he's off corrupting and changing everyone in Paris, like everyone who's good, like everyone out there who has, like, a good soul. Even Chloe is being corrupted by this. Marinette manages to escape, not because, she's innocent. She's not, because she feels that like, Yazlagoth manages to, like, get a hold of her, and he's like, you got a pretty dark soul there, Marinette. But she manages to get away, but all the other miraculous heroes are corrupted, and Paris is now, like, entombed in this Lovecraftian creature's grasp, and it's slowly spreading out further into France, and is going to keep encapsulating until it takes the entire planet, and it's drowning in madness and blood. And Lady Marinette's, like, freaking out because she doesn't even know what this thing is. Like, fighting akumatized villains is one thing. Fighting an eldritch god was another. And Tiki stops and is like, yeah, Ladybug has fought Yazlagoth before, aeons ago. Like, the very first Ladybug in prehistory Ladybug fought and actually banished him to beyond the stars with the help of others. It's like, cool, was it other miraculous heroes? And Tiki goes, no. You see, the thing is that Yazlagoth can't corrupt what's already corrupted. He cannot take over people with darkness in their hearts. So he can't take over them. Gabriel still has some light for his son and Emily, so he could be corrupted. Volpita's incorruptible, but she's like, I'm on the winning team. I'm on Team Yazlagoth. I am all in for Yazlagoth. So Marinette now has to go out, and Tiki actually reveals, hey, so before you go, you might want to go to London real quick and break in and find this stone that will help you find those with the darkest of hearts. Like, so Marinette's like, let me get this straight. You want me to break into a museum, steal a artifact that will help me find the most evil people on the planet, and try to convince them to help me fight this eldritch god. Have I got that right? And Tiki's like, yeah. She's like, fuck me. All right, okay. So Marinette has to steal this little stone that will lead her to the people she needs to be recruited for this mission. And essentially, this mission leads her to the most vile people on the planet. Like, people with the darkest of hearts. Like, that's the whole thing, is that she has to find, like, villains and others to assist her. So the first person she finds is Demona. She actually, she gets to Demona, finds her, convinces her to ally with her, because it's like, Yazlagoth is gonna fucking kill everything. Do you want to be a part of that? I know you're immortal. Do you want to be in the aftermath of that? So Demona joins up. The next on the list, she goes to Lord Zed. She goes to Lord Zed and is like, hey, so can I help? And Lord Zed's like, I'm not helping you. Goldar, you go. You go. So Goldar goes. Goldar joins with them. Then we have Alistair. Alistair's the next one who is brought into the fold, and he just joins because he's like, oh, this is gonna be fun. I'm gonna have so much fun. Then after that, Jason Voorhees is recruited into the fold. Then they go to Beach City, and you think it's gonna be Jasper they're looking for. No, it's Lapis. There's a lot of fucked up shit with Lapis, so there's enough darkness in Lapis's heart, or, gem, that is like, okay, she's recruited. Like, so Lapis Lazuli, and Marinette's like, oh, thank God I got one I can talk to. Because she's like, I am literally working with murderers and monsters. These people are going to try to kill me the moment they see me, and they get a chance to. And then the next member after that, is Junko Inoshima. So Junko also joins, her little Marinette's little suicide squad, as well as Skulker is another one. Skulker's another one who joins. Trying to think of who else did I have in this little lineup of insanity. Oh yeah, Sartana of the Dead. There was one more. There was one more member. Crap, I'm forgetting the name. Oh yeah, for shits and giggles, I threw in Bad Rap from Extreme Dinosaurs. Because 90s. So yeah, Bad Rap is also among the group. So once she gets her team together, Marinette has to go back to Paris with her Suicide Squad and take on Yazlagoth, who's corrupted and literally turning people into kind of. Have you ever read Dagon, or actually better yet, you ever read Shadow over Innsmouth? It's a Shadow over Innsmouth kind of scenario. So yeah, literally it's Ladybug the Doom that came to Paris. So the heroes all have to fight, the hero and villains, I should say, all have to fight their way through this, and Marinette the whole time is like, don't kill anyone, please, do not kill anyone. She's begging them not to kill anyone this whole time, and especially not the other corrupted miraculous heroes. The other thing is that He's like Yazlagoth is like absorbing people into its body, and like he's becoming like a temple of flesh and bones. Like it's some David Cronenberg shit going on with this story. There's some legit David Cronenberg insanity with this story. But the whole time, Marinette's like, I literally have sold my soul for this. I have literally now working with the worst killers on the planet, just so I can save my city. I'm going to have to sacrifice my soul. And to which Tiki responds with, "That's what Ladybug had to do the first time. They had to the first Ladybug to defeat Yazlagoth the first time had to save the world. She had to sacrifice her soul to do it. Like, she had to give up all of her values and all of that." And Marinette's like, "You never told me this?" She's like, "I never thought you'd run into Yazlagoth, and I never wanted you to see that kind of that horror that was unleashed. I never wanted you to see that. Like I never wanted you to experience that horror, or that sad history in the history of Ladybug. Even I wanted to forget it." But to which Marinette's just angry about all of this. So by the end of it, Marinette and her team managed to defeat Yazlagoth, but here's the thing: they didn't really banish him this time, because Yazlagoth kind of thought 2 steps ahead and was like, "Yeah, I knew that they were going to use the book to banish me again, so I destroyed it. So there's nothing you can do to send me back. You can kill me. You can try to kill me, but like I'm unkillable. Like you've got nothing that can kill me." To which Marinette's like, "Yeah, well, there may be something else we can do." So like Tiki had mentioned, this time around, Marinette literally offers up her body to be like a prison for Yazlagoth. So now Yazlagoth is trapped inside of Marinette, just kind of squirming around in there, trying to get out. And Marinette's now like trying to be like her own warden in her own body, keeping Yazlagoth locked up inside of her. So yeah, it ends on a sour note, but Marinette like literally hands over the earrings to Alia and goes, "You be Ladybug now. I can't do this anymore. I've had to literally give up being the hero." And honestly, like, I should have never been Ladybug. Like, I should have never at any point been Ladybug at any point. Like, she has that moment, like, I also wanted to have throughout this story that, like, the other villains she works with are, like, kind of jab at her all the time, and they're like, "Okay, so let me get this straight, Ladybug. You're in love with somebody, but you've also, you're in love with someone, but you don't have the balls to say it, and also, like, you get, like, the way, like, she's talking about how she loves Adrian without saying she's Marinette, and Junko, like, gets her number, like, that's creepy, and I'm someone who's committed mass genocide, so, yeah, that's kind of creepy, and, you're no better than the rest of us. I mean, yeah, you haven't killed anybody, but, like, you literally have crossed lines for your own selfishness. If that's not a villain, I don't know what is." So Junko and the rest of the villains basically tell her, maybe Yazlagoth didn't let you, maybe because he couldn't corrupt you was because you were so innocent. Maybe because you had that evil inside you all along. So maybe you were never meant to be Ladybug. And she's like, "But Master Fu was like, told me this." And to which Damone is like, "Did you say Master Fu? That fuckhead didn't even know how, like, I know this guy. Are you talking about the same Master Fu who created a Senti monster because he didn't like to be told what to do at work? That Master Fu, right? Are we talking that one? I remember that one." And to which, yeah, this is what leads to Marinette. Her punishment, she basically punishes herself by going into exile into the deep Himalayas with Yazlagoth, like, trying to get out of her body. So that's how it ends. So there you go, guys. That is pretty much the story. Hope you all enjoyed it. If you haven't already, hit the link below to my Patreon. Just uploaded a new versus video of Scorpion and Boba Fett, so check that out. And check out the other exclusive content there. But other than that, I am Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the multiverse.